So tell me, since you spend a large amount of time in search firms, um, what exactly do you look for in a potential candidate when you are searching for him or hunting him?
Okay, there's a little fine distinction here between search and consulting.
Correct.
And I want to bring out this differentiation because I think most people don't understand larger part of what I do. So I was probably the only non-search person on the team.
Okay.
So let's look at it very simply. There's a buy, which is okay, go and get me the talent that we need for whatever X role. And then there is a build. And I think the search firms realized over a period of time that while I may continue to do the buy, how can I strengthen my top tier? And when you're strengthening your top tier, then you are continuing to look for competencies that are related to the market dynamics at that point of time, the context of business at that point of time.
Okay.
So let's look at, from FMCG, I know you come from FMCG industry. So from there to there is really a lot about qualifications,
Correct.
where have you been,
Correct.
blue chip, this, that, the other. And there is a very straightforward equation, right? You move out from Beckett, Brink, Kaiser, you move to Unilever or whatever. It's a straightforward equation. But look at it from a point of view of say, a telecom, while it was coming up. Where do you get the talent from?
Correct.
And would you imagine the person would fit in? So where is that organization at that point of time? Is it at a startup stage? Is it at a build stage? Is it at a scale-up stage? And consequently, the competencies that you need in a CEO for that role or that industry would differ.
So just to continue for another minute or so on
Sure.
this, what would be some of the softer skills that you would look for? And the reason I'm asking you is because we've got thousands of people who are aspiring CEOs
Right.
watching us.
The softer skills, as we call them, is such a misnomer.
I
It's
agree.
a myth.
I agree.
They're the hardest to acquire.
Okay.
And I would not even want to take it to, there was a time when you talked about empathy, sympathy, and I'm like saying, okay, put that aside.
Correct.
Because not everybody is comfortable with that, and not everybody wants to bring it to a business domain. But there are those skills where, can I read the room? Can I understand where people are coming from? Can I understand motivations of my team, especially at the senior level? And if I'm recruiting somebody whom I'm going to just pass over one full line of business, and I have a lot of stakes on that, and there are investors involved, can he or she take the pressure?
Correct.
Can they be resilient enough? Can they go out there and get the right set of people and make a complementary set of competencies that stand for a leadership
Very
team?
interesting.
So I think the softer skills is also knowing what you don't know.
Correct.
There are so many times the CEOs are so arrogant that the arrogance walks ahead of them,
Absolutely.
right? And
Yes.
they're missing out on the point altogether.
Absolutely.
Unless I interact with juniors, etc., etc. What comes to my mind is a point of time where there's an MD of a very well-known company, and he was doing some reverse mentoring, and he reached out to me and he said, Nina, I don't think it's working. So I asked him a couple of questions, and I'm saying, how is it going to work? If you're going to stand tall in front of them and put this huge desk in front of them and you, what are they going to mentor you
Correct.
on?
Correct.
They're so intimidated by you. So as today, we live in such tough times. As a CEO today, are you linked into what's going on?
Correct.
And the whole digitization,
Yeah.
the entire social media space, the youngsters are so much better equipped.
I agree.
So how do you reach out to them? How do you forge equations
Correct.
which are not intimidating, but they're coming from here? Obviously, you carry the power. There's no one's taking that away from you.
Sure.
But how do you build relationships? I think that's the softer
Correct.
part.